about a week and change. I don't know if they changed midweek, though, or at the start of their standard week. I checked GOL, and they have 15-16 loaded up for split 3.
Does give Grub control, likely over to FPX if they can play this patiently enough.
Yeah, he lost a mid-wave for that, but I think it's okay if they can get an Alistar reset. If I'm FPX, I'm definitely trying to snipe one away here. But Chris canceled.
Chris doesn't care about his health bar. He wants to mark and kill off Jway. Caught trying to get rid of a pink ward, and just like that, Weibo have wrestled control back over. The other members of FPX want to stick around here to try and make these scrubs work. They've roamed Sheer all the way up with that equalizer. First scrub going to be secured by
Timer with his TP maybe getting back. That might be the Dragon look. And frankly, just the fact it's delayed. And we're talking about FPX being on a clock. Like, it's fine. I'm talking about the Weibo perspective. I think it kind of speaks to just the lack of forward momentum FPX have in this game when they need it. They're going to get some here.
Here's some topside momentum. Impale, equalizer. That was a beautiful way to layer in the lava, but Jway gets clipped by Crisp, and he makes sure to trade out his support buddy. Has Unbreakable Will, so don't know if we really want to try and make this dive work any further, FPX. They're just going to take their plates and leave.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't think that this is worth for FPX. Like, yes, they got something, but the first dragon, a mountain dragon, is going over to Weibo in a game where you have the Lethality Varus, and we're saying you run out of time and damage later on. I think that's a really worrying sign. And getting a singular kill onto the Gwen, while it's always good to take economy off the Gwen, I don't really think that's worth it moving forward. This Sivir is still going to exist in the backline, and that Gwen's going to be big later on, so I very much prefer the state of the game that Weibo have so far.
Let's see if Breathe wants his revenge on the Care here in the 1v1.
It's all
Both Needleworks being traded, and I don't think that Chris is even going to be needed here.
No.
Breathe, one more snip with the scissors, should pick up the bolo, and he does. Feats of Warfare, the revenge of 2 jobs the entire game. It's don't die early and delete waves mid-game. That's about it.
How quick is your auto W reset, and how accurate is your Q, you know?
Hey, Breathe
nice
lost
use
his
of Herald there.
Yeah, now they're running right at Breathe. So Breathe has constantly been the target for FPX, but they actually don't want the fight any further. I think they sensed Crisp was roaming over, and right when I thought Care was using his TP is up, I think it's just so valuable here. Drop this dragon. Breathe picks up a couple waves.
I'm with you, yeah.
Take this top tier one maybe, or at least force Sheer to come up. Nope, nope, he's TPing for a monster flank, I will say it. Watch Breathe come in from the bottom of your screen. Is Chris going to go in first, get the knock-up on the Jachi, who's trying to kite back, but he's running right into Gwen. He's running right at the big bad Gwen for Weibo, who knocks him down. Needlework coming out as well. Jway is the next one to fall. Crisp and Light pushing through the front line. 2 victory here for Weibo as they mop the...
something that we did set up for them coming in is, are they a bottom 3 team or, you know, just above the bottom 2? Because they have only beaten 1 team above them in the standing. And then Clemson got in the college football playoffs over them, and the committee said that whatever happened in the last week had no standing on their playoff selection, which is the craziest thing I've ever heard of. They beat them at Clemson, too. Anyway, Chris making another play.
Yep, Chris making another play, another headbutt back into his team. This time, Jway going to cast the Magnet Storm, but it's just too little too late. Chris was able to get back out. Chains of Corruption not going to hold anybody at bay. Light trying to kite back that lethal tempo, procking. Weibo get away with another great high start out here from Chris as he's strongly making a case for player of the game, the way this one's going for Weibo.
You know, there have been a lot of games where I've talked about Sivir and her inability to really auto-attack. I actually really like her into the Skarner game. I feel like it's kind of a thematic counter. Because like, one of the big advantages of Skarner is his E and his ability to impact terrain. That R actually really works it for Sivir.
Oh boy,
like
Chris going in again.
Another great play. Wow.
Chris wants seconds, thirds, and fourths the way he keeps returning to the buffet that is FPX. My lord, cut down 2 more members, and Weibo can go right back to that Otacon, and I see no way for IYY to ever get near this thing. It's another buff over to Weibo as they continue to keep this train rolling.
Give Chris the pog, man. I've been really impressed with Chris this game. His Alistar, usually one that can be a spectacle, but every play that Chris has attempted has just, I think, a few tools or a few ways to set things up. I mean, it could be set up by Wukong, but it has been Crisp at the forefront.
Able to get the heal out of Jway, also holds on to his ult. Not afraid to take a little bit extra damage before he casts that one. There's a Cyclone down on top of Care has to burn Rocket Belt and Dash to get towards the back of the pit, but he's out of dashes now to get over the wall. He has to burn the flash. Try desperately hold on to it as the hero's entrance going to come down from Xiaohu just to protect his jungler a bit too early. Chris now has to back up carefully as he takes a big chunk of damage. Arrow comes through from Jachi. Dragon down below, steal angle. IOI does not get it despite flashing over the wall here, so that needs to be the proactive one, but I haven't seen Jue really unlocking these fights for FPX or IYY come away with any sort of impale. Maybe they'll look for it now as WBG are trying to set up camp in their own jungle, but Jue gets sectioned off pretty well by Chris, and now the taunts and the CC chains start to land. Jue doesn't even get a cast Magnet Storm. There's no crash downs coming across. It's crashing out away from your jungle if you... Do they pull the Baron? Do they pull the Baron card now, though?
Oh, yeah. They want Sheer's TP, too.
Yeah. Curious to see if they'll back up if they get that Sheer TP out now. Or they might just keep on hitting it. There's no vision on the Baron. There's the TP coming out from Sheer, and the engage from Chris. They're going after Jue once again. Double knockup finds Jachi. He has to flash back out. The Impale is going to hold TM, but using the Trickster to get back out of safety. And now the knockups start to stack. Care is down. Taunt lands. IYY down next. Flashing forward from Chris was a bit audacious, but that's what you can do when you're rolling a game as bad as Weibo are.
Well, excuse it. I think that Sheer's TP... It's really aggressive in terms of posturing for Baron, and it's kind of on him, kind of not, because the way that FPX split around that, like, why not retreat as a team? Look at how split FPX are with Sheer TPing to that top ward, and then 2 people on the mid and Banquet Rush, and like 2 people flying around the mid outer turret. There's just never a chance for them to even look for a coherent fight. And it doesn't even matter, because, I mean, let's be honest, this game's over anyway.
Hey, Gubby, remember the Galio damage conversation we had? Picture, give you a visual representation while we were in the replay.
If only there was an unhit Varus to actually like threaten this Forsaken thing, but no, that's too much to ask for.
At this point, I don't think any form of Varus would have saved it. Would have saved this, because I'm just really disappointed on how lackluster all these movements have been from FPX. Like, what is the
they don't have options though. Like that's the thing.
Earlier. Not now. I mean, they haven't had options for a while. I don't know. Well, I think.
Yeah, that's fair, because like we're giving up first Drake to dive Gwen, and then Gwen just like TP's back and kills it. So like why?
Yeah. Oh, Impale gets the Trickster and the real one, but Tia just flashes after Jachi and executes him. And guess what? Big bad Xiaohu comes over through with the hero's entrance. There's nothing for FPX to do. They're just too far behind and too outclassed in this game. And outside just hunt them down one by one if you're Weibo, diving through inhibitor turrets. Sheer barely going to be able to survive. But the base is now under threat, and we may be heading towards a very quick end for Weibo in Game 1.
All right, folks, this is why you take on-head Ferris in this game, and honestly, a great use case for why you can let Silas through when you have Alistar, even though it should have been on-head Ferris. We made the game a lot easier for everyone. That Silas got melted through Alistar ult in the last fight. My lord, Weibo, we were asking for dominance, asking for a statement, asking for something that, you know, can fundamentally give us more confidence